I was in amazing shape back then. I was 24, 25. And I thought I was in the best shape of my life. And it's not, I thought, oh man, I got the flu. My stomach's not right. I was sick to my stomach probably 10 times a day. And I was working with my buddy Sean and his dad, doing some flooring as an apprenticeship. And I just kind of couldn't get there to work one day. And I actually got into the car and I started driving. I was so dizzy, I couldn't see, and I almost hit a lady going across the road. So I turned around and I went home, and I just laid in bed. And I know at that point I knew something was seriously wrong with me. So I went to the walk-in clinic here, and I saw my doctor, and my blood pressure was 240 over 120. And I think they brought three different blood pressure machines in just to see if they're faulty or not. Basically, my blood pressure was so high, and they sent me to the hospital because they were afraid I was going to have a stroke or a heart attack at that point. And they did a bunch of testing, and they found out that my blood pressure was high. So they thought my blood pressure being high was causing my kidneys to fail. Well, I went from about May, that was in May, until October. And I was going through the Federal Hockey League camps while I had all this stuff going on with me. And I was at my parents' house for Thanksgiving in October. And I ate and I stood up when I was ready to leave, and I basically passed out on my feet and ended up going back to the hospital. And that's when they told me your kidneys have about 10% function between both of them. So they said, it's time for a kidney transplant, and we're going to get you on dialysis as soon as possible. I switched hospitals that night. I went to the other hospital, and I was sitting in a room with a nurse, and the nurse says to me, I have a book on kidney transplants and everything that's going to happen. And I asked her if I could have it. And she said, okay. And she sat there for all night. And I said to her, you don't have to sit here with me. And she said, unfortunately, when people have problems like this, or if something big happens in their lives, we have to have someone sit beside them, because it's mentally, it can be tough on the person, and you never know what someone may do. So, I had a lot of support, and I ended up getting through. My mom was right there by my side the minute the doctor said, "Can you transplant?" My mom said, "Where do I sign up, and how do we get this going?" So it was great to have my family and my friends supporting me.